Hi guys, Sierra Ranade here, and I welcome you all to my next session, the Saturday lecture series, and today's topic is mutual funds. In this video, let's quickly understand what are we going to learn. Number one, we are going to talk about what is a mutual fund, its basics and how it works. Number two, we are going to learn what are the different types of mutual funds. Number three, I'm going to tell you about a very specific type of mutual fund, which is a comparatively less known, or I may say less explored type of mutual fund. And the last and the bonus tip from my side is what are the things that you should check out before investing in any mutual fund. This video is brought to you by EasyPlan. EasyPlan is an app that helps you save money regularly from your phone, where you can earn a higher return than your regular savings account. And these returns can also go close to your returns on FDs, and that too without any lock-in period. EasyPlan helps you to invest in low-risk liquid mutual funds. But do you know what's a liquid mutual fund? No. Then watch this video till the end so that you can get an amazing idea about exactly what is a liquid fund and how it works. Okay, so let me just quickly tell you what is a mutual fund and how it works. Okay, to put it in a very simple way, let's take a very simple example on this. Assume that I were to go from Pune to Mumbai. I have two options. Assume I can take out my own car, I can ride on my own, I can drive on my own, I can enjoy because I know how to drive. I know what way I have to choose. I know what are the basic rules, everything, okay. So I'm a well-educated person as far as driving is concerned. So I can choose how to drive, which way to go and how to go about it. Possibility number two, I'm not really keen on driving. I just want to reach Mumbai, that's it. So what I can do is I can just hire a driver. I hire a professional, in short. He takes the decision on which road to choose, at what speed to drive, where to stop. I keep all the decisions at his discretion. I've just told him the final destination. Okay, that's exactly the difference between a stock market investment and a mutual fund investment. In stock market investment, you take your own decisions. You know where you have to go, how to go. You have expertise in that. And you have the enthusiasm, I may say, to explore these things. But if you're of the second category, you're really not bothered to explore things. You better hire a professional and he will take decisions for you. That's exactly what a mutual fund does. So in simple words, mutual fund mein, there is a mutual fund manager who takes decisions on your own money which is invested with the mutual fund. Okay. So let's understand basically what a mutual fund does. Okay. It will collect money from people like you and me. Okay. So assume that there is a pool of 100 people. Okay. And these 100 people give in funds or contribute some money to a mutual fund. Now this mutual fund is going to reinvest this money into different investment opportunities. Like a mutual fund can invest in equity, a mutual fund can invest in debt, a mutual fund can invest in either or both. Okay, so that depends on the objective of the mutual fund scheme. Okay, so putting it in a very short nutshell, I may say, mutual fund is nothing but a type of organization which would take money from people like you and me, would create a pool of funds, and this pool of funds will be invested in different investments. Okay. Now, what is the positive side for the mutual fund now? Mutual fund, which is invested in different avenues, investment avenues, mutual fund will earn income out of that. Okay. Now, this income earned can be in the form of interest or it can be in the form of dividend. Okay. It could be in the form of gain as well, difference between cost price and selling price, right? So mutual fund ko kya hua? They got gains. Okay, assume they got 100 rupee gains. Then what mutual fund is going to do with that? Distribute this to the investors, those who had invested in the mutual fund. Do you think they are going to distribute entire 100 rupees? If they distribute entire 100 rupees, are they mad just to do social service? No, they are not going to do that. So they are going to take out some portion for their own purpose. This is exactly known as management expenses, or people call this as an expense ratio. This expense ratio could be typically 1% to 3% of your total investment amount. Okay, I hope you have understood how a mutual fund works in the most simplified manner. Let's move on to the types of mutual funds. Originally, what used to happen, I'll tell you. Every mutual fund company, I'm sure you might have heard about all these, ICICI Mutual Fund or HDFC Mutual Fund, or you might have heard about Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund. So many mutual funds are there in the market. Every mutual fund used to come up with a different type of mutual fund, and they used to say, now invest in this one, now invest in that one. Poor investor, he used to get confused as to exactly where I should invest and where I should not. So what SEBI did, SEBI said you can have now only 5 types of mutual funds. Okay, which are the 5 types? Number 1, we have an equity mutual fund. Okay, so let's understand what's an equity mutual fund. Like I explained right now, mutual fund, the mutual fund institution basically is going to collect money from people like you and me, and this collected money will then be invested in equity, will then be invested in stock market. This will be an equity oriented mutual fund or an equity mutual fund. Second one is a debt fund. What will happen with a debt fund? Again, same. First step remains same, that mutual fund is going to collect money from people like you and me. But instead of investing in equity, now it will invest in debt. Okay, please understand, in debt, the risk is definitely on a lower side, because there is nothing to do with the stock market fluctuations. This money from a debt fund never gets invested in a stock market, right? Third one is known as a hybrid fund. Okay, hybrid fund, I hope you have understood by the name itself. It could be a little bit of equity, could be a little bit of debt. Fourth one is basically a solution oriented fund. Solution oriented fund could be like a child marriage fund. Child marriage मतलब वैसा वाला नहीं है, आपका child जब marriable age का होगा वो वाला child marriage fund. Okay. Second one could be, it could be your child education fund. Okay. So basically it's a solution oriented. You have a solution. You basically want a solution after some specific time frame for which you invest, and whenever the time comes, you're going to take out money from that fund, right? Fourth type was a solution fund, solution oriented fund, and the last one is like an other mutual fund. The fifth one is like other fund. The best example of an other fund is an index fund. Okay, so basically in index fund, whatever money this mutual fund house is collecting, it's directly invested in the fund. It's directly invested in the index basically. So they're going to invest directly in your Nifty. They're going to invest directly in Sensex, something like that. I hope you have understood the basic types of funds. So moving on, today we are going to focus only on one type, or in that type also I'm going to talk about a specific subtype, which is comparatively less explored by people like you and me. I'm sure everyone looks at mutual funds only from one angle. That is, I would like to earn more, but I don't want as much risk as is involved in stock market. So majority of you, I'm sure, might be going ahead with equity oriented mutual funds. But guys, is that the only option available for mutual fund? Answer is no. So today what we are going to talk about is debt fund, and in debt fund specifically, I'm going to talk about a fund which is known as a liquid fund. Okay. Now what's a liquid fund? Liquid funds are a type of mutual fund that invest in securities with a residual maturity of up to 91 days. Assets invested are not tied up for a long time, as liquid funds do not have a lock-in period. I'm going to talk about various perspectives of a liquid fund. Number one, for whom liquid fund is useful? Okay, generally people like me, poor people like me. Why poor? I don't earn any salary, guys. Seriously, I don't earn even 1 rupee of salary. Okay, but whatever income I get is business income or professional income. So what happens with me? Let us understand. Maybe 10 days, 15 days, I might not even earn 1 rupee. But on the 16th day, I might earn X amount of money. Okay. Now the question is, oh my God, I have got that sweet message from bank that your account has been credited with whatever rupees. Okay. But then I don't know what I'm going to do with this money. Okay. Just as an example, assume that on a single day, I got 40,000 rupees. Okay. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this 40,000 rupees. But do I really keep this money in savings account? That is one alternative, right? But in this, I'm going to get only 4% return. Instead of that, what I may think of is, let me park these funds temporarily in a liquid fund. Okay. Now what a liquid fund does is that it is a type of mutual fund which will park your money only for a short time. Short time matlab kitna short? It could be even like 1 day, and it could be on a higher side. Okay. It should not be beyond 91 days. Okay. So in simple words, for whom liquid funds can be important, it could be for those people who get money, they have some investable surplus, but they are not sure when to invest or where to invest. They just need some time to think on where to invest. For them, I feel liquid fund can be the best possible solution. Second, if you talk about the returns on these liquid mutual funds, typically whatever types of or whatever different schemes I just checked, it could be the ICICI Prudential scheme or other schemes as well. I found out that typically, okay, majority of the cases, you earn a potential return of up to 7%. It's way too higher than your saving bank account, and it is also beating your fixed deposit returns. Okay, so I feel it's a amazing investment opportunity. I might not say that the returns are like sky high, but definitely they are definitely higher than your savings account as well as your majority of FDs. If I go on to the next point is liquidity. So let's assume that I had invested in this liquid fund, and I need funds now. After let us say almost 7 days, now I'm sure, okay, I need to invest my 40,000 in this specific area. Do I immediately get my money or no? Answer is yes. So typically, whenever I sell these liquid mutual funds, okay, I would get my money immediately. Okay, so I did talk about returns, I did talk about liquidity. Number 3 is, are they safe? Will it eat up into my investments? Okay, so that is what I wanted to talk about. Certain precautions that you have to take before you invest, but that I'm going to cover in the last segment of this video only. But one more important aspect which you should understand, because it's directly linked with one point, which is your returns. Return to mila, maza to aaya, but next is what? Taxability. There is someone who is actually looking out. Oh, you have earned money, and who is that? Government of India. Okay, they are going to say, Rachna, paisa kamaya, pay tax. Okay, so what tax will be levied on my gains on liquid fund is a very important point. So please understand this. There could be a long-term capital gain or there could be a short-term capital gain. If it's a short-term capital gain, what is a short-term capital gain? I invested in a liquid fund and I have sold it within a span of 3 years. Okay, so I told you that 1 year ka criteria hota hai, but 1 year criteria is basically for the instruments in which I'm investing. Okay, so if I buy into a mutual fund, liquid mutual fund, and I've sold it, let us say within 8 months as an example. Okay, I've sold it within 8 months. Then assume that I got 10,000 rupees as a return from this. Okay, now this 10,000 will be taxed as per my tax slab. Okay, so if you think that my income is up to 2,50,000, then I won't have to pay any tax on that. If you feel that my income is up to 5 lakh, then I will have to just pay 5% of this gain. If you feel that my tax slab is somewhere between 5 lakh to 10 lakh, I'll have to pay 20% tax on that. And just in case, if you feel that my income exceeds 10 lakhs, then I will have to pay 30% on this same amount. Okay, so that's for what? That's for a short-term capital gain on a liquid fund. If it's a long-term capital gain on a liquid fund, then the taxation is flat at the rate of 20%, but there is a concept of indexation also involved. It's a little bit tricky. I might cover it up in a separate video. Okay, I hope taxation perspective is also understood. Let's move on to the last segment, which is the precautions to be taken and some bonus tips from my side as to at least 2 to 3 points which you should consider before investing in any liquid fund. Number 1, check what is the entry load or the exit load. Okay, see guys, entry load is generally going to be 0. Exit load would also be 0 for majority of the cases, but in some funds which I was checking on the internet, there is an exit load if you exit the scheme within 7 days of investing. Okay, so if you're investing today and let us say you sell the units within 2 to 3 days, you might be charged with an exit load. So just check whether the exit load is there for the scheme or does not prevail for the scheme. Number 2, also check what is the lock-in period. See, generally there is no lock-in period for any liquid fund. Okay, at least whatever research I did, there was no lock-in period for any scheme, but that should be a basic precaution that you should check before investing in any fund. And the last point, very, very important. I am investing in a liquid fund. Does this mean that there is zero risk? As I mentioned, it's a very important point, guys. Please understand this point, okay? Is there a zero risk involved in liquid fund? Answer is no. There is a risk for sure. See, the moment you are getting a little bit more return as compared to saving, a little bit more return as compared to FD, there's a thumb rule of finance: high risk, high returns. The moment you are getting higher returns, it means that you are exposed to some sort of risk. Now, what could be that some sort of risk? You might say, but madam, it's a debt fund, so there's no stock market risk. I agree, there is no stock market risk. Question is that in which instruments do these mutual funds invest? Okay, so going back to our first point, people like you and me invested in this mutual fund. Now the question is, where does this pool of money go into? This pool of money can be going into something known as certificate of deposits. It could be going into commercial papers. It could be going into government bonds, into treasury bills. Okay, I'm sure all these are alien names for you. But if I start explaining each and every concept, the video will go like 1 hour something. So again, I'll discuss this separately in a different video. Okay, so these are different names of debt instruments as of now. Okay, now what could happen? I'll give you a simple example of one of the debt instruments here. One of the debt instruments I talked about is a commercial paper. Okay, let me repeat, it's a debt instrument, DEBT. It's not a debt instrument. Okay, right. Oh, I know it was a bad joke. Okay, anyways, so debt instrument, commercial paper, it's a kind of an unsecured instrument. What does it mean? Tomorrow, if some company who had issued this commercial paper, and that is a commercial paper in which this mutual fund is investing, that company goes bankrupt. Example, yes, we do have an example. Our favorite, ILFS. Okay, ILFS had come up with a commercial paper. There were many mutual fund, liquid funds who had invested in commercial papers of ILFS. ILFS डूब गया. Okay, what will happen? Is there a risk for this liquid fund? Yes, there is a risk. So ensure that not a big chunk of your liquid fund goes into a specific category like a commercial paper. And worst scenario could be like it is going into a commercial paper but only of 1 or 2 companies. Okay, so ensure that the portfolio of this mutual fund liquid scheme is well diversified into different types of instruments and also in different companies which are issuing these type of instruments. Okay, so guys, to sum up, liquid funds are not risk free, but they are definitely low risk category of mutual funds. The question is, where will I find out the portfolio of all these typical liquid fund schemes? We do have a free website, moneycontrol.com, and you will find the portfolio of each and every liquid fund in that specific moneycontrol.com. So be sure that you check out the portfolio and then only invest in liquid funds. Okay, so I hope we have got a very holistic approach about what is a liquid fund, what are the different types of funds, meanings, and I hope you have gotten a good confidence about when you should invest in liquid funds. And now that you have understood a lot about liquid funds, let us now understand how to invest in liquid funds in the most simplistic manner through the Easy Plan app. Okay, so let's log into our Easy Plan app, and just for your understanding, it's an app through which your funds get saved in ICICI Prudential Liquid Mutual Funds. EasyBot says, what's your name? I'll just quickly introduce myself. Okay. Wow. So it says that it's helping me to set a savings goal first. Okay. So I feel this is very important. Your first step towards financial success is setting up a goal. That's what we are doing right now. Let's say I want to save for a vacation. Why not? Or an emergency fund first. First, I feel emergency fund is more important. So let's set up for that. How much do you spend approximately every month? So let us say I spend 20,000 per month. Okay. So obviously for 3 months I would be spending 60,000, for 6 months 1,20,000, but I feel that 3 months emergency fund should be good enough for me. So let me give this as a target for my savings. Do you want to save every week or every month? I'm not a salaried person, so I won't get monthly income. I can also enjoy a weekly income. Okay, so let me choose weekly, but anyways I had an option to do that. Okay, it's giving me suggestions. How much do I want to save? 5% of my income, 10% of my income, or 15%. I feel 10% of my income should be good enough to save. Okay. Wow, it says that emergency fund will be ready in 23 months. A good part I liked about it is, number one, it helped me to set a goal, and number two, it helped me to even tell me within how much time frame I'll be able to achieve that goal. Okay, so I'm saying save a goal. Great job setting a goal. Here's a surprise present. Okay, let me just scratch it. Wow, I've got a 200 rupees bonus for setting my first goal. So a very important aspect of Easy Plan is that you can invest in multiples. Let's say if I start with a multiple of only 100 rupee, it's not necessary that I need to regularly invest 100 rupees. Let's say in the first month I give a target of 100. Next month I'm not able to invest 100. It's absolutely fine if I skip a specific month. I can even invest 5 rupees in a specific month. So that's a very amazing point. And I feel that one more important point is that there are no penalty charges for skipping any installment. And with this still you can reach your goals, and you can earn a little bit better than your saving and almost close to your FD returns. So if you want to invest using Easy Plan app, please check the link which is given in the description box. The link contains separate links for iOS users and Android users. I hope you have understood today's discussion very well. That's it from my side. Jai Hind. Bye bye.